The opening scene of tonight's EastEnders saw Halfway, played by Tony Clay, pull up in a London black taxi with Phil Mitchell, Steve McFadden. With Halfway noting the coincidence that Phil just happened to suspiciously bump into him while both needing a cab to Walford. Halfway left Albert Square back in February to rejoin the army after he was called back to duty. However, with the character doubled over in agony, Halfway appeared to be hiding a secret injury. Back inside the Queen, Victor mixed reactions. Halfway was quizzed on how long he was intending to stay. He replied, "I don't know yet. It could be a few weeks. It could be longer." Shirley Carter, Linda Henry, who seemed less than pleased by his return, despite liking Halfway, snapped, "Why were you dragging your leg?" Stumbling for a quick excuse, he replied, "It's the floor in here. It's uneven." As the Carter family looked bemused and unconvinced, Halfway built up more of a story surrounding his injury. He continued, "Well, actually, I got hurt. It's nothing. It's not hurt how you'd usually think of hurt. Honestly, it's just a scratch. Let's celebrate." Mick Carter, Danny Dyer, then feared that Halfway would urgently need to be seen by a doctor. Halfway added, "Okay. So I was in the kitchen and I made these sausage rolls. It's a bit of a speciality I've developed. So I made them and dropped the tray on top of my leg." As the Carters laughed, Halfway said, "Well, it was boiling hot. It was a big tray. You said you wouldn't laugh." After failing to get passionate with Whitney, Shona McGarty, in later scenes, Halfway asked for some time alone and began wincing in pain. He then revealed a huge blood-soaked plaster on his side, before removing the bandage to show a painful wound. Was Halfway injured in the army while on duty? The injury could have been a brush with a bullet, and fans will remember Halfway firing a gun himself during the New Year's Day heist. Was Halfway actually in the army? Or was his injury sustained carrying out further crimes? Could Phil Mitchell be involved once again? And does it have anything to do with villain Aidan Maguire, Patrick Bergin, or Vincent Hubbard's Richard Blackwood exit? Halfway actor Tony Clay said, "I'm really happy and excited to be back on EastEnders and working with such a brilliant cast and crew. Halfway is such a lovely role to play and I'm really looking forward to exploring his story further and seeing where it takes us." EastEnders continues tomorrow on BBC One at 7:30.